Okay, so today we are going to multiply a binomial by a trinomial. So let's talk about this a little bit. What is a binomial? Binomial has two terms. An example of a binomial is, let's go 3x minus 1. That is a binomial. It has two terms. A trinomial has three terms. And an example of a trinomial would be, let's go x squared plus 5x plus 6. That is an example of a trinomial. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the binomial and the trinomial. And we end up with a long expression, okay? And we're going to use the box method for this. So let's take a look at this example. I have to simplify each expression by multiplying a trinomial times a binomial. And we're going to use the box method. So what I like to do is I like to write my longest polynomial, which in this case is the trinomial. I like to write that one on top. So I'm going to write 2x squared. And then when I write this out, I also like to leave a little bit of space, room, so that way when I create my box, I have room in my box to put my answers in. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a space and I'm going to put plus x. All right, leave a little bit of a space again, and I'm going to put plus 5. Okay, so this is my trinomial. On the left-hand side, I'm going to put my binomial, and I'm going to write it vertically, one on top of the other. So it's 3x plus 2. So I'm going to put 3x, all right, and then underneath that, I'm going to put plus 2. Okay, at this time we're going to create our box. So here is my big box, and then I have to make little boxes within that big box. I'm going to start with my horizontal line. So I have two terms. If I have two terms, I'm only going to draw one line, which it's cutting it in half. Okay, if I have three terms on top, I have to draw two vertical lines. And what I do is I like to draw my vertical lines underneath each symbol. So I have a plus here and then the plus there. Okay. So when we multiply polynomials, we are going to multiply the numbers and then add exponents. And then we're going to, when we're done, we're going to combine like terms. Combine like terms. Okay? So, let's start. Let's pick a color here. Let's go with green. I'm going to multiply 3x times 2x squared. You want to start at the upper left-hand corner, and then we'll end at the bottom right. So multiply the numbers. 3 times 2 is 6. Add the exponents. Well, I have a 1 and a 2. 1 plus 2 is 3, so I'm going to put x to the third. All right, now I'm going to multiply this 3x to the second part here, which is x. 3x times x. Well, 3 times 1 is 3. And then add the exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. Multiply 3x, 2 now, 5. Well, multiply the numbers. 3 times 5 is 15. And then I have an x. Okay, now let's move down to this 2. 2 times 2x squared. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have this x squared. 2 times x. Well, what's 2 times x? 2x. 2, oops. Let's get rid of that. 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, so now we have everything in our box, and everything that's going to go in the box, we have to see if we can combine like terms. You're looking for the exponents that are the same, and if they are the same, then you're going to add the coefficients. So again, start at the upper left hand corner, move our way down to the bottom right. I have 6x to the third. I'm going to look for any other x to the thirds. There aren't any, so I'm going to write 6x to the third. Okay, now what is after x to the third? Remember, we're going down. Our exponents are going down. So x to the third next is x squared. Well, I have an x squared here and an x squared here. So 4x squared, 3x squared. We are adding the coefficients. 4 plus 3 is 7x squared. All right, now we have x's. I have 2x and 15x. Well, what is 2 plus 15? That is 17x. And then at the bottom right hand corner we have a constant, which is 10. I can't add 10 to anything else, so I'm just going to write down 10. We started at the upper left hand corner, ended up at the bottom right hand corner. We just figured out what our like terms were, added the coefficients, and wrote our response down here. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have a binomial times a trinomial. You want to write your trinomial on top. 3x to the fourth. You remember, you want to leave a little bit of a space. Plus 5x squared. And then minus 6x. Your binomial is going to go on the left-hand side vertically, one on top of the other. So if I'm going to write that, I have 4x squared and then minus 3 or negative 3. Okay, create your box. And then you're going to draw your lines. Start with one horizontal line that cuts it in half. And then you're going to draw 2 vertical lines. And again, I like to write mine underneath each symbol. Okay, start at the upper left-hand corner. You're going to multiply your numbers. And then you're going to add exponents. And then at the very end, you're going to combine like terms. So upper left-hand corner, we have 4x squared times 3x to the fourth. Multiply the numbers. 4 times 3 is 12. Add the exponents. 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay. 4x squared times 5x squared. 4 times 5 is 20. And then 2 plus 2 is 4. 4x squared minus 6x. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. 2 plus 1 is x to the third. Okay. Negative 3 times 3x to the fourth. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. X to the fourth. Negative 3 times 5x squared is negative 15x squared. Negative 3 times negative 6x is negative 18x. Okay. Start at the upper left-hand corner. Move your way down to the bottom right. The upper left-hand corner, you have 12x to the sixth. I cannot combine any other like terms with that, so I'm going to write down 12x to the sixth. Okay, so what comes after that? Well, there's no x to the fifth. How about x to the fourth? I have negative 9x to the fourth and 20x to the fourth. We need to add the coefficients. What is 20 minus 9? 11x to the fourth. What comes after x to the fourth? X to the third. Well, I have on the upper right hand corner, I have negative 24x to the third, and I don't have any more x to the third, so I'm going to write down negative 20x to the third. What comes after x to the third? X squared. Well, I have minus 15x squared. I end up at the bottom right hand corner, which is negative 18x. There's only one term there's only that one term, which is x, so I'm just going to write down negative 18x. I cannot combine any terms with this expression right here, so this is my answer. Okay, good luck with your homework, and if you have any questions, make sure you email us.